Good morning, 6th grade. Today is Tuesday, May 26th, and our content objective is to identify independent variables. Our language objective is to read and comprehend the questions on IXL, and our social objective is to be compassionate and reflective scientists. So today, your IXL is going to focus on independent variables as stated in our content objectives. So I just want to go over to make more sense of those. So if you look at this here, it says an independent variable is what affects change in the dependent variable. Okay, so to make more sense of this, here it says an independent variable is what is manipulated. And manipulated is basically another way of saying, like, what did the scientist change in the experiment? So here are some examples. The scientist wants to see how plants grow differently. So the independent variable, what the scientist changed in the experiment, was the amount of water. So he maybe used a little bit of water for some and much water for another plant. That is the independent variable. It's what he changed to manipulate the experiment. Another example is the amount of fertilizer that could be used. That is also considered an independent variable. So he might use just a little fertilizer for some plants or much fertilizer for other plants. So that, again, is the independent variable. Then there's the dependent variable. And the dependent variable is what is affected by the change of the independent variable. So here you can see that the height of the plant might change as a result of how much water was used. Okay? So because the scientist changed the amount of water, the plant height might be short or long. So this is kind of the result of the change in water or the manipulation of water. The same thing here, the height of the plant, the result might be different because of the amount of fertilizer used. Okay, so this is what is the end result or what is affected from the change made, which is the independent variable. So let's do an example because I know this is kind of a complex topic. So bear with me. So it says the passage below describes an experiment. Read the passage and think about the variables that are described. So we're going to read here. Follow along. Simon designed an electric circuit to test how well different types of metal conduct electricity. The circuit included a battery, a light bulb, wires, and clips that could be attached to a sheet of metal. If the metal conducted electricity poorly, the light bulb would appear dim. If the metal conducted electricity well, the light bulb would appear bright. So Simon collected 9 equally sized sheets of metal. 3 sheets of copper, 3 sheets of iron, and 3 sheets of aluminum. He used the clips to attach each metal sheet, 1 sheet at a time, to the circuit. For each sheet, Simon used a light meter to measure how much light the bulb produced. So thinking of this information, what do we think is the independent variable in the experiment? So what did they change or manipulate in the experiment? If I go back and then I can look at my options, it says the amount of light produced by the light bulb or the type of metal sheet used in the circuit. Well, if I look back here, I can see that the thing that they changed was the type of metal. And I know that because it says 3 sheets of copper, 3 sheets of iron, and 3 sheets of aluminum. So I am going to select the type of sheet metal used in the circuit. And that would be my answer. Now, what would be the dependent variable? Okay, and if we look back, the dependent variable is the result. Okay, and if I look here, it basically is asking how much light the bulb produced based on the different metals. So I know that my dependent variable is actually the amount of light produced by the light bulb. Okay, so this is the dependent and that's the independent. Now it's going to take some practice, but I know that you can do this. So you're going to click on the link to the IXL, which is level HB.2, and it's designing experiments, identifying independent and dependent variables. And I can tell how much effort you put into this. The goal is to try to complete all stages successfully. However, if I can see that you put in the time and effort into answering the questions, then I will still give you credit for this assignment. But I know you can do great. Have a great day, 6th grade. Please contact me if you have any questions.